And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Winestream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and I'm excited to be here with you. This has been a very interesting week, and I think it's a good week to open a nice bottle of wine on a Saturday night. What a Saturday night this is. Because we're live everywhere we can be live, and we're here together on this Saturday night. I am excited, and I'll tell you why later on as we get into the show. I have a lot to be excited about. But first of all, let me tell you that I do have a show for you here, and what a show it is. And I'll hope you join me with your favorite libations, your favorite snacks, whatever they are, and we can enjoy it together. Now, if you're watching for the first time or for the 249th time, because this is the 249th episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, this is a stream of consciousness kind of show. And I do have my show notes in there right here, as always. And I'll read them off to you here presently. But we don't always follow them. We don't follow them verbatim. We don't follow them strictly. We go off the beaten path because we go primarily by what's in the chats and whatever is off the cuff that we're going to talk about tonight. Because, see, the show isn't about me. I'm here to entertain you. The show's somewhat about the wine and the other libations we're going to try tonight. But the show is really about you and me together on a Saturday night, kicking back, relaxing, and just having a great time. Now, if you want to join in the chats, first of all, there are two rules in the chats. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion in the chat. We talk about things that bring people together. That's what the show is about, bringing people together, because that's what wine does. Wine brings people together. That's why wine is the catalyst for this show, for what we do here and what we talk about. Now, if you want to get in the chats, because we are live on 6 different platforms, you can chat with me live right now on Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And let me show you where you can chat live. We are live on our Facebook page. The Facebook page is facebook.com/drinkwithrick. We're on Kick. I got a little news about that. Kick is kick.com/drinkwithrick. Odyssey is odyssey.com, and then you type in @drinkwithrick : and the number 7. Rumble is rumble.com, and just put in Drink with Rick in the search bar and you will find it. Twitch is twitch.tv/drinkwithrick and the number 1, all one word, and YouTube. We're on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@drinkwithrick. Now, you can also watch live, and now we have chats going on in all these venues that I just mentioned. We are also live on the website at drinkwithrick.com. We don't have a live chat going on there, and let me refresh the page there. You can see, there we go. And we don't have a live chat going on there, but if you do watch on the website and you want to comment, you can put your comments, leave a comment in the comment box down below, and I will respond in kind. It won't be right away, but it will be later on after the show, and I do read it on the next episode. Also, if you can't watch now and you can't watch later, you can listen anytime. You can subscribe to the podcast and listen to the podcast version of the show anytime. And for all those folks who are into ASMR, Yeah, I almost messed up there tonight. ASMR. This is an interesting show to listen to. I have been told that there are some folks that do listen, and they like the ASMR aspect of it, and they like to listen to the slurping and the crunching and everything up close. So they listen to the podcast for that. Hey, that's what you're into. That's fine with me. But you can listen to the podcast anytime on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Blueberry.com, podcastindex.org, TuneIn Radio, Deezer, via our RSS feed, because that's how podcasts are delivered, and by email. And if you click on this button, if you can, those of you can see it, the button that says by email, you'll get this other, you should get this other, there we go, subscribe by email page, and you can put your email address right in that box, and then you hit the blue subscribe button, and you get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just to get the podcast. And of course, you can buy me a coffee, or 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever you want to do. It doesn't really pay the bills so much as it actually does support the show. It helps to pay for some of the prizes that we give away on the show, and we do give away prizes, especially to those who are new in the chat. And if you want to win a prize, get in the chat and say hi and tell me how you're doing, and you may just win something, just off the cuff, spontaneously. You just never know when that's going to happen. So if you want to support me there, you can do that. It's much, much appreciated. But you know what? You don't have to, and especially if you can't afford it, don't worry about it. There are other ways that you can support me. You can support the show. You can support all of us. You can just like and subscribe and follow and ring the bell and do all that good stuff on all these channels, all these platforms. You can do all of that, and that would be much, much appreciated. That goes a long way to supporting this show and everything we're doing with it. So that's what we're going on there. So I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get to tonight's itinerary and tonight's wine. Before I do that, let me get to the chats and see who we have going on in the chats. Now, the chat we're live on Facebook, as I said, and the Island Hayes is on YouTube. And Island Hayes says, "Hello, Rick," and right back at you, Island Hayes. It's great to see you, and I've got some applause for you right there. Thank you for being there. It's much, much appreciated. And on Twitch, let's see who we have on Twitch. Atlas of Chaos. Atlas of Chaos is in the chat on Twitch, and it's great to see you, Atlas of Chaos. And Atlas says, "Hey Rick, not my first time over, but I got a question when you can get to a good startup going. What wine would you recommend someone that likes wine as a celebratory or once in a long while flavor burst? Something that doesn't take much of to be enjoyed, but can be gotten commonly or low expense." Well, there are a few out there, and it kind of depends on where you're located as to what's available for you. Are you in the States? Are you outside the state? Because we do have folks that watch all over the world. They watch everywhere. And so it kind of depends. There's some wines that are available in some countries and some regions and in some states and not others. You're in the central USA. Okay, great. That's great, Atlas. By the way, stick around because, as I said, giveaways. You know what? Those who are, I know not your first time over, but it's the first time I'm seeing you here in the chat live, and it's great to have you here. So if you're in the central U.S., I'll tell you what. Let me get to opening the wine first. Just stick around first, and then I'll answer your question, and we'll get to all the rest of that. I'm jumping way ahead of myself here. Let's check on everybody here. Oh, Jaycon's in the chat on Odyssey, and Jaycon says, "What wine tastes the least like wine?" That's a great question. There are a few of them. I can answer that question too in just a few minutes. Let me get to the wine that we're doing tonight, and then I'm going to answer both your questions there for this, because I think that's where we get really into the discussions. But it's great to see you, Jake. I'm glad you're here. And let's see what we have going on Rumble. We're good on Rumble for the time being, and on Kick. AO. Let's see. Let's see. AOFE878 is in the chat on Kick. Okay, great to see you. He says, hello, homie, you stream pretty cool and I feel entertained. That's why I followed you. I would love to make friends and be part of your follower and viewers if you wish. Okay, so I'll, you're welcome to follow here, and I can follow back. I can do that. Not a problem. All right, so let's see what we've got here for the wine tonight. Okay, here we go. And I've got both your questions, Atlas and Jaycon. I've got both your questions on tap here, so we can. And Island Hayes, what are you having tonight? Well, I'll tell you what we're having. This is what we're having tonight. We are drinking. If I can pull it up, we're drinking this. We're drinking this Chateau La Pirouette. This is a French wine, and it's a CRU Bourgeois, and it is a Medoc, 2021 Medoc. And a Medoc basically is a region in the Bordeaux region of France. It's like a kind of region in a region of France. And I've got the back of this wine here. Let's read the back of this wine. It says Medoc. I'm not sure how to pronounce it actually. The Roux family, owner of Chateau La Pirouette since 1978, has two great passions: wine and horses. Horses hold an essential place in the daily life of the chateau and explains its presence on the label. The wine is a traditional Medoc, a beautiful deep garnet red in color, offering Bing cherry and wild strawberry notes ahead of elegant oat spice on the finish. Wow, that sounds pretty good. Cabernet Sauvignon. So this is a blend. As many Bordeaux are. This is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon. It's 50%. Merlot is 40%. A Petit Verdot is 8%, and a Malbec at 2%. And this is imported by Latitude Wines in Danville, California. It is a product of France, and it is 13% ABV by volume in the 750 milliliter bottle of wine. So that's what this wine's about. Looking forward to trying out. But that's not all we have. This is the wine, but we're also, and I didn't read the show notes, did I? I said I would, and I didn't. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to open this wine. We're going to taste, review it. We're going to pair it with some foods. Not a lot of foods here, but we have a few foods to pair it with. We're going to toast the national days, of course, and wow, we have some interesting national days to toast tonight. So I hope everyone has their glasses ready and their favorite libations, whatever it might be, and toast along with me. We're going to have some fun there. We're also going to open and review a salted caramel porter. Yes, a salted caramel porter. I'm looking forward to this. It's been waiting in the wings for a while here, but I have it cold down here and chilled in the official Drink with Rick ice bucket, and we're going to open that up and try that as well. Also, I have a surprise for you. Do you remember a few episodes back, when we were kind of poking fun at all these different gummies that were out there, the ones that were like Oscar Mayer bologna and all that kind of stuff, and there was one in particular. I said that we should try one, and I think we discussed that the last couple of weeks. I should go out and just get one and try it and see what it really is all about. Well, I have one, and we're going to try it tonight. This should be very, interesting. Or I could be taking my life in my hands by trying this out. We're going to find out. But this should be interesting nonetheless. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead. And Island Hayes says, just enjoying some sweet peach-flavored wine. Ooh, I like that. That sounds pretty good. What's the label? That sounds good. That's good for toasting, by the way. For toasting national days. Anything is, actually. And let me check the other chats, and we'll get to opening up this wine. And let's see. Okay, we're good. Everyone's waiting. Excellent. So let's go ahead and open this wine. Well, where's my wine opener? Here it is. Well, first I have to get the foil cutter. Yes, the foil cutter. And we've got that open. Now, we're going to use the official Drink with Rick mechanical corkscrew and decork the wine, as I like to say. Decork the wine. It says 2021 at the top. I'll show it to you. I'm going to take this out. It says, just to make sure it's authentic, it does say 2021. Can I switch over to camera 2? Here we go. 2021. There you go. It's 2021 vintage. Or so they claim. All right, so we've got the bottle open, and let's see. Oh, you know what? I can't forget this. The aerator. I'm going to put it in the official Drink with Rick aerator. And no displacement there. That's good. That's good. And to hold the glass, we have the official Drink with Rick coaster. And to hold the grape nectar, we have this genuine Galway Irish crystal glass, courtesy of my employers at BuyTwoWayRadios.com. We're going to pour a little bit of wine into the glass. Just a little bit for starters. That's for the ASMR crowd. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'll set that aside. And then it's going to be time. Oh, wow, I'm getting some aromas, right? There's a nice bouquet coming out right here now. All right, I'm looking forward to trying this out. All right, and let's see. We need to get a good swirl going. So to start the swirl, let's go back camera 1 here. Let's get rid of that lower third here for a minute, if I can do that. All right, that's better. So we can see what we're doing here. All right. Let's see. We need some sounds. And to start off the swirling ritual, we need the official Drink with Rick swirling music, which would be, of course, more cowbell. More cowbell. Okay. I think we've got a nice swirl going there. All right. Wow, that's it's really coming out of the glass there. I don't even need to stick my nose right up in there. I've got it about 8 to 10 inches away from my nose, and I can smell it. Wow, that's some kind of a bouquet. Well, let's go back to the chest for just a moment and see what's going on in the chats, and we can taste the wine, and then I can get to answering your questions there. I haven't forgotten. Jaycon says, should you go with a woman that required a $200 bottle or a $20? I'm not going to $20 bottle. I would, I'm probably not the best person to ask for that about that. I've been happily married for over 30 years, and my wife, she likes to say she bought me for $2. I'll just leave it at that. So, anyway, where was I? All right. So we got this wine out. So let's learn a little bit more about it. And I did have some information before the show ready to go, but then I closed my browser and then I lost it. So I got to pull it back up here. So let's go pull that back up. All right. There we are. Okay, so I looked around online because I was trying to get some pricing, comparing prices on this wine. And I also want to learn a little bit more other than what they had written on the back of the bottle, because this back label, as you probably know, some of it you can't always go by what's on the back of the label 100% of the time, because some of these wineries, they'll make all these flowing and flowery and dramatic histories and legends and whatever on it, and I don't necessarily go by that. I like to go by what I found online that's really on the site for the winemaker, and also by the reviewers and other folks that have kind of checked this wine out. I didn't really find, I found a few things on there. Now Vivino, it's on Vivino. This 2021, Medoc, they give it 3.8 stars out of 25 ratings for the 2021 vintage, and they give it a median price of about $19.99. And apparently, according to their site, it's featured in the top 15 Bordeaux Medoc wines in California right now. So I guess what's been imported to California. I checked Cellar Tracker because I saw a couple reviews on Cellar Tracker, and they gave it about 85 points there. Also, I checked around for pricing, and the pricing that I found was outside the U.S. I didn't really see much pricing inside the U.S., which is where I am. But I can tell you what I paid for it. I paid, because I purchased it at Trader Joe's. Yes, this came from Trader Joe's, my local Trader Joe's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I paid, I need a drum roll here. Yeah, I paid for this 750 milliliter bottle of Pirouette, La Pirouette. I paid $7.99. That's what I paid for it. $7.99. Let's see if it's going to be a really good buy, because we're going to give it a little bit of a whiff, and we're going to give it a little bit of a taste right now. Now, according to the where's my photos? Here they are. According to the back of this wine, they're saying that it's bean cherry and wild strawberry notes with oak. That's what they're saying is in this wine. Is it? I'm not 100% sure. But they do say it has an elegant ruby color, and it is. It's about a medium bodied wine, I guess you could say. Let's give it a whiff. Whoa, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Busy. And it kind of does smell like cherry. I don't know if it really smells like a bean cherry so much. Almost black cherry. But getting some a lot of things going on here. Blackberry and, well, let's go to taste. Yeah, this is a busy little wine. There's a lot going on in this wine. A lot of flavors that come out. It's a little bit oaky, and there is a lot of cherry in this wine, but there's also some blackberry, and what they say was on the back of this thing. There's a lot going on here. Let me pull that up again. Bean cherry. I'm getting cherry. Wild strawberry. I wasn't really getting, maybe, I might. I was getting blackberry. Wild strawberry. And yeah, there's definitely some oak in there. I'm definitely getting oak, but I don't know about the strawberry. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, maybe there's a little strawberry in there. I think it probably needs to open up some more. There are a lot of concentrated flavors in there. It's a complex mix of flavors. I mean, there's a lot happening in this thing. Trying to pick it all out. Yeah, cherry, blackberry. Yeah, I'm starting to get, starting to taste a little strawberry in there, but it is oaky, and it is quite tannic. This wine is quite tannic, and the funny thing is that the wine itself doesn't look very bold, but it does. It has a fairly bold taste. It's a fairly bold tasting wine. This is a dry wine, by the way, and again, there's some strong tannins in here, but the flavors, the mix of flavors are just, I mean, they're just bundled up in there. I think we need to give this wine a little bit of time to open up. A little more time to open up. We'll do that as we go along. But wow, there's a lot going on in this wine. It's not bad. It has a very long, lingering finish, and I'll have to say it's not a super smooth finish, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's okay. It's all right. Pretty good. It needs to open up. You know what? I think maybe it even needs to be decanted. I think this wine probably needs to be decanted a bit. And as some French wines go, yeah, it probably should be decanted. This Bordeaux. Okay, we'll let it open up a bit. But we do need to try it with a couple of... I do have some foods to try it with. And let me show you camera 3. Camera 3 is up. I don't have a whole lot going on this week. My lovely wife, she's still recovering from, her... she has some things she's having to rest from, so she's still recovering from that. But hopefully she'll be back in doing this again soon, one of these days soon. So I've been doing all this myself. As you can tell, unlike my lovely wife Chi, who has an artistic flair for food presentations, you can tell that mine, of course, is lacking. You know what I mean? It's lacking for sure. Anyway, so this is what we've got. We got a couple of cheeses and some crackers, and yeah, there's some chocolate over there. That's for later. We're going to keep it simple. Let's try pairing it with some cheddar cheese, shall we? We're going to pair it with some cheddar cheese, and I'm going to get back in the chats here. We have questions to answer. Jake, I don't know if I can really help you out there. Women have different tastes in wine, as everyone does. Let me try this here. Oh, that's nice and creamy. I like that. It works really well with the cheddar. I'm not too surprised either, because with all the tannin in this wine, and it does have some oak in it. I think that it goes pretty well with the cheddar cheese. I'm going to clear the palate a little bit. And then we're going to try it. Go back to camera 3 and try it with this. This is the Colby Jack. We've got some Colby Jack cheese, just a little bit. I'm going to try it with that. And, by the way, this cheese is really good. The cheddar was a Cracker Barrel. I think it's a medium to medium sharp. I don't know what brand the Jack is. Okay. Not bad. It works with the Jack, but I think it works better with the cheddar. It's better with the cheddar. Okay, I think that'll, yeah. See, it's pretty simple. We can get right to the festivities now. And right back into the chats. And going right back into the chats, let's go to Facebook, see how that's going. Okay, things are going good on Facebook. Island Hay says, when you say oak, could you describe a little how you learn to taste for and what I might compare it to? Well, it's kind of like when you have that kind of oaky smell from like being in an oak barrel. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it really exactly, but it has a taste kind of like you know how oak wood smells when you cutting or slicing oak wood. It kind of has that kind of a taste to it a little bit, but it's not exactly. It's not like raw fresh oak wood that you've just sawed up or cut or whatever. It's more of a because that's how these oak barrels are done. They take these oak barrels and it'll be fresh oak wood, but they will kind of cure it, and they'll work with it and cure it until it has a certain value to it, and then they can start putting the wine into it. Oaky is kind of like it's like if you put something in a pine barrel and tasted it when it was sitting in a pine barrel or something. It's I don't know if I can really describe it very well. It's just it kind of has that kind of piney taste to it. Not that I would say when you are trying a whiskey or some other or a bourbon that's been cured in barrels, in those kind of barrels. It kind of has that sort of kind of oaky, smoky taste to it, I guess you could say. Atlas says wild strawberry might have more bitter tones than our domesticated strawberries. That could very well be. Yes, I'm sure it does, actually. Just like wild blackberries or wild blueberries will have a little bit more of a bitter or astringent taste than ones that are naturally that are natural. They are natural because they're grown in the wild. Ones that are grown that are farmed, I should say. So wild strawberry probably does. It might be a little bit bitter, maybe. I would suppose. I'm sure that a lot of farmers, and I know I'm going down a rabbit hole here when I start talking about domesticated farming and GMOs and things like that. I mean, they're always, for years, eons, they've been messing around with our foods, trying to find something that's going to be sweeter, that's going to be tastier, that's going to be bolder, that's going to be richer, and and probably the original taste of a strawberry is probably the way it was meant to be tasted, a little bit bittersweet maybe, and then what we've done to the strawberry over eons of time. Well, I'm really going to see. This is how we do this on this show. We go down these rabbit holes all the time. Let me go back here. Island Hayes, did that answer your question about oaky taste? I don't know how else to describe it otherwise that it tastes like oak. I guess. Let me check the other chats here for just a moment. And Jaycon, Jaycon says, why should one even care about who the winemaker is? It seems to me like it is just a marketing scheme. That's a very good point. And in a lot of ways, in a lot of cases, I can agree with you. It is a marketing scheme in a lot of ways and a lot of facets. The thing about the winemaker is that some winemakers are also the wine growers. Some of those who have their own vineyards and grow their own grapes, pick their own grapes, and they also make the wines. They're pretty authentic. I mean, because they're the ones doing that. But then you have, this business is so rife with everything. Just about anything you can think of in the wine business. That's basically what's going on, in my opinion, and from what I've heard. But you have winemakers that will grow the grapes, pick the grapes, and then they will make the wine juice. They'll have the juice there. They'll have some of the juice set aside to do their own winemaking, and then some of it they'll sell off. And they'll sell off to other vintners who are basically just making the wine, and they don't grow their own grapes, so they'll sell it off to them, and then they will take their make their wines from those grapes, from that juice. And then you have other winemakers that I don't know if you could really call them winemakers, because there are some that, it's a tier, it goes all the way down. I think I consider the top tier the people who are actually growing their own grapes and making their own wine, and then it kind of goes slides down till you get to the bottom rung. And on the bottom rung, what you have are the they're basically brokers that will buy the wines and will just bottle them. They'll take all these different wines, they'll make their own wine blends, they'll bottle them, they'll label them with whatever brand or label they want to have. They had nothing to do with actually growing the grapes. In many cases, they actually had nothing to do with actually making the wine. They just buy it in bulk, bottle it up, or they'll blend it. That's where some of these red blends, and I'm not pointing at this bottle here. This looks pretty authentic, but some of these will take these different wines and they'll blend it up to where they thinking, it tastes okay, and then they'll just bottle them up with their own label on it. And then you have some that are really at the bottom, and we reviewed one of these a couple of months ago. I don't really want to. Maybe we come back to that. I don't really want to get too much in the weeds on this, because I know this particular bottler, there's some that will make. How you can buy the wine kits, and you've got the wine juice, and you can go out and make your own wine. There are some of those that do that. There are some winemakers that do that, and they slap their own labels on it, and it's their brand of wine, but they had zero to do with the actual process of growing the grapes or anything. They just take this juice and ferment some wine for 6 or 8 weeks or whatever, and then bottle it and sell it. You got all that going on. You got all of it going on. So, and there's a lot of fraud in the wine industry too. And I didn't mean to get into a long discussion about this tonight, but those are really good questions. Jay Kahn, you ask really good questions. Let me get back to Island Haze. What was that? Oh, it was not Island Haze. Who was it that was asking me that other question on Twitch? It was Atlas. And by the way, on Twitch, Zeers is in the chat, and I think there might be a spanner. I'm going to ignore that. But Atlas, your question, there's a bot problem. Atlas says there's a bot problem. Yeah, there is, and I'm supposed to have some things in place to cover that, but it doesn't look like some of that's working. I'm supposed to have some mods in the chat too, but they're all off tonight. So let me go back here to your first question here, and let me see. Yeah, I've got a bot problem. I saw that other one, that nautical fay. Yeah, I'll take care of that later. Problem is, when you're your own producer, it's hard to do this. Okay, so to answer your original question, Atlas, what wine would you recommend someone that likes wine as a celebratory or once in a while flavor burst, something that doesn't take much to be enjoyed but can be gotten commonly or a low expense? I would say there are a lot of Pinots on the market, Pinot Noirs, and they're one of my favorites and I've mentioned this before, but if I'm going to like a get-together or an outing with someone, with a number of people, like a party or something, or going off to a dinner, and I'm tasked with bringing the wine. A good deal of the time, I'll bring along a nice Pinot Noir because it's really hard to mess up a meal with a good Pinot Noir. It is. It's a good Pinot Noir, and there are a lot of good ones out there. Now, as I just finished talking about, there's a lot of there are a lot of wines out there that are not ones you want to mess with too much, but there are a lot of good Pinot Noirs available, and Pinots are pretty decently priced. A lot of them are going to be in the $8 to $15 range. It's hard to mess up a meal with a good Chianti or Valpolicella, and those can be had fairly cheaply. Between anywhere from between $5 and $10 in that range. So that's those are some of my favorites anyway. Atlas says, I think what you're mistaking for blackberry is the bitter from both cherry and wild strawberry, but the sweetness from both as well. The combined flavors might be picking up as another fruit or concept in entirety, focusing on the separate parts of the whole, finally lets it fully flourish beyond that boundary. That could be. And that's happened to me before. It's happened to me a few times before on the stream where I've mistaken one flavor for another. And I was thinking, well, this could be a boysenberry or something, but it was really more of a blueberry or blackberry or something, just because it hadn't opened up enough and it kind of tasted more like a boysenberry to me. But there've been times like that, and that can happen. Definitely, that can happen. Now, whether it's happening in this case or not, I'm not sure. I think it really needs to open up some more. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I'm not tasting so much the blackberry now as it was in the beginning. A little more of the strawberry, so maybe it is as it's opening up. Maybe that's really what I'm tasting is the strawberry. But we'll let it open up some more. We'll have some more of this. We have some National Days to Toast. We really, oh wow, it's getting late, isn't it? We need to get going on the show. That's how this works, folks. You direct the show. This isn't my show. This is our show. You direct this show. That's how this works. There's a bot problem still on Twitch. Let me check everywhere else and see how we're doing. Okay, I think we're good everywhere else. Okay. And then I'll explain what's going on with Kick in a little bit here too. Jacon says, I want the winemaker that has good-looking feet to smash the grapes with. I had me going there. I hit the wrong button, actually. This was the. I haven't had enough of this. Jacon, that's yeah, exactly. I want them to at least have clean feet. That's all I can say. Is they better have some clean feet. Before they start smashing those grapes. Absolutely. I don't even want to envision the possibilities on that, to be honest. Really. Exactly. So, where was I? Oh, yeah, there is one other thing I want to do here before I get too far into the show, but I want to say for, which chat are we on here? There we go. I'm trying to hit them all. Atlas, I know that since you're in the States, I'd like to send you, you'd be our first winner, I'd like to send you a free copy of the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook. Now, the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook is something that, let me see if I have my photos on that one here somewhere. There we go. This is something I put together in season 4, and it came in handy for me. It comes in handy for a lot of people that have this book, and it's a wine tasting notebook. You can just go in and record your notes on all your favorite wines, and it's kind of a template that I use for some of what I do on the show here, as a matter of fact. So I sell this. This is sold on Amazon for $8.99, but I'd like to send you a copy free. I'd like to send you a copy. So all you need to do is just send me your. I can't switch that fast anymore. I just can't. I really can't. All you need to do is just send. Where is it? There it is. Just send a valid shipping address to rick@savoymedia.com after the show, or you can do it now. I won't see it until after the show, but you can do it. rick@savoymedia.com. Just send a valid shipping address, and I'll send you a copy of the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook. I really appreciate your participation in the show, and that's my gift to you for participating, and just for being there, just for being part of the show, because we all are part of the show. And I've got another giveaway to do next week as well, because next week we're going to do a mead. And so Jaycon says, regarding my first question, what wine tastes the least like wine? There's several of them out there. They're really, really low end wines, like you get to the Mad Dogs and the stuff like that. I don't like to mention them really on the show because I don't really consider them wine per se, although they are kind of a wine. They taste more like grape juice. The Mogan David stuff, that's in particular, I've had on occasions, and when I was younger, and it'd give me a big headache because it was like, I don't know, to me it was like really, really sweet syrup, grape syrup juice. And it didn't really, to me it was not really wine per se, not fine wine. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, there are a number of those that taste the least like wine and taste more like just grape juice. But there are some wines that don't taste like wine. If you open a bottle up and it doesn't taste like wine at all, then you know that wine is probably corked. It's bad or corked. You got that really bad. It's really, really bad. Barnyard stench, and it smells like wet cardboard. If you open up the wine and it smells like wet cardboard, that wine's pretty much done. Don't drink it. Don't drink it. But that's a wine that tastes the least like wine, I would say. So fortunately, I haven't had too many of these for the ones that I've had. I've had a couple that were not that good, but none. I think I did have one wine here on the show one time that was a little bit corked, and it wasn't very good at all. I gave it a very low rating, but I don't even remember what wine that was now. That was way back in season. I think it was in season 1, way long time ago. Anyway, so with that being said, because we have a porter to taste too, and I'm looking forward to this. This is great, and I think it's still cold in there. I have some other fun things to do too, and we're going to taste these gummies. Oh boy, this is gonna be a trip. All right, well, before we do that, let's go ahead and get to the national days, because we do have some national days to toast. Everybody ready for the national days?
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Let me pull up my national day. Here we go. Let's get ready to toast the national days. Everyone raise their glasses together and toast along with me, because we have the national days for, July 27th, 2024. And it's going to be today for another hour and 8 minutes. So let's get to it. All right, July 27th is National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. That's right. It's National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. And I probably have a, I got some music we could play for that. It's there. Anyway, here's to, this is what I'm going, do I have anything on it? No, I guess I don't. Anyway, here is to National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. I'll drink to that. National Korean War Veterans Armistice Day. It's also, oh yeah, I almost forgot about this one. And I don't have any good music for this. I should have, but I didn't. Today is National, you ready for this? Today is National Cowboy Day. Yes, today is National Cowboy Day. At least that's what I've been told by NationalDayCalendar.com. So National Cowboy Day. I could have come up with some cowboy stuff, but I didn't. So there you go. It's National Cowboy Day, Day of the Cowboy. By the way, all these days, these national days are courtesy of NationalDayCalendar.com. NationalDayCalendar.com is Marlo Anderson's site. He is the CEO and the curator of these national days. So to Marlo, thank you very much. But right now, let's all toast together the National Day of the Cowboy. I'll drink to that. Everybody toasting along with me? It's okay if you don't. It's all right. National Day of the Cowboy. How about that? All right. Today is also, this is a good day, but I wasn't prepared for this. Would you believe that today is National Scotch Day? Yes, it is National Scotch Day. It is.
I'm not allowed to answer that kind of.
It is National Scotch Day. So, and I in honor of National Scotch Day, somewhere I have a picture of some scotch. No, it's not that picture. And it's not that picture. There it is. There's a picture of scotch. Because that's all I've got. I don't have any scotch. I just have a picture of scotch. I should have some scotch. I have some old smoky Tennessee salty caramel whiskey down there, but I don't have any scotch. So, what can I say? I'm sorry. Don't have any scotch. But to National Scotch Day, let's go ahead and toast that. If you do have scotch, that's all the better. And go ahead and toast with your scotch if you have scotch. Who's drinking scotch? Anybody? Anybody drinking? You don't have to, but Atlas says, gonna get that sent over. I don't drink wine as much as my mom does, so it will be a great gift for her. Thank you for the giveaway, Rick. Well, you're quite welcome, Atlas. You're quite welcome. And your mom likes wine. What kind of wine does your mom like? Do you know? Is she a red wine drinker or a white wine drinker or rosé? Do you happen to know? It varies, and it's very interesting because a lot of, I thought that when I was younger, I had this misconception that the guys drank the reds and the ladies drank the white wines. But did you know that more of the ladies drink the reds and the guys drink the white wines? As I got older, especially, I found out that more guys prefer the whites, and the ladies prefer the reds or the rosés. And I thought that, wow, that's really, really interesting. I didn't know that. I learned something. I learned something. It really does. So anyway, J-Con, do you have any scotch on you? Do you have any scotch handy? At least somebody could toast with some scotch. I don't see anyone else here in the stream that's got scotch. But it's okay. I don't know what happened to Rumble here. Rumble just rumbled out on me here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, if you can see me on Rumble, I can't see you, unfortunately, for some reason or another. Atlas says she likes Stella Rosa, so like all of the above. Wow, Stella Rosa. Okay, that's... No, I got something for that. That's not it. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons today. I need a producer. I just don't have a producer. No, yeah.
I like it. Yeah, really?
So, my wife, my lovely wife, she loves Stella Rosa. That's her favorite wine. And my daughter Tia, they really like Stella Rosa, and they buy it whenever they can. Stella Rosa is not a bad wine. It really isn't. And we reviewed one here. I think we reviewed the Stella Rosa Black. Didn't we do that one time? I don't remember, but we did review the Stella Rosa Black. But nothing wrong with Stella Rosa. That's pretty decent. So all of the above. She loves mimosa, at least the scent of it. Mimosas, good stuff. Good mimosas. I'll drink to that. Well, anyway, folks, let's drink to National Scotch Day. I will drink to National Scotch Day. That sounds like a winner. To National Scotch Day. All right, today is also National New Jersey Day. Now, you know what? In the last couple of episodes, we were toasting, I think a couple weeks ago we were toasting National Delaware Day because Delaware was the first state to join the Union, the United States. And then last week I think it was Pennsylvania that we toasted, right? Then there was the second. Well, today is National New Jersey Day because New Jersey, and I'm reading this from nationaldaycalendar.com now, founded in 2017 by National Day Calendar to celebrate New Jersey's the third state to join the Union. So this is the initiative is our way of honoring each state in the order they joined the Union, offering a dedicated way to celebrate the unique heritage, achievements, and spirit of each day. So there you go. That is here's to, well, I'll play it again. Why not? Here's to National New Jersey Day. I'll get to that. I don't have any good New Jersey music. I don't think there is any New Jersey music. Does New Jersey have their own march or their own a theme or something? I don't know. I really don't know. So, all right, National New Jersey Day. July 27th is also National Love is Kind Day. So that was founded in 2017 by National Day Calendar and Rosie Aiello and Sonny, co-founders of the Love is Kind Network. So I'm not familiar with it, but hey, you know what? Love is kind. We need more love in the world. We really, really do. So, yeah, we do. And so for that, I would say that...
Yeah, that was really cool.
I think it is cool. National Love is Kind Day. I'll drink to that. National Love is Kind Day. And I'll drink to it again because I think it's good to do that. National Love is Kind Day. We have one more national day to toast. And let me get back to the national days here. All right, to my toasting background. All right, we have one more national day to toast, and I am ready for this. I hope you're ready for it. Today is National Creme Brulee Day. That's right. Today is National Creme Brulee Day. So,
yeah.
Wow. And to celebrate National Creme Brulee Day. I have some creme brulee somewhere. Where is it? It's not that. No, it's still not that. It's not that either. I have some creme brulee around here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, that's in behind me there. But there it is. There's my creme brulee. There's some creme brulee. No, that's not good enough. That's a photo. That's still a photo of creme brulee. It's not the same thing, right? It is not the same thing. Well, I think I can do one better. Let's see if I can do one better. Because to celebrate National Creme Brulee Day properly, the way it should be celebrated, the way it should be honored, I have some creme brulee. Some actual creme brulee. There it is, folks. Creme brulee, more or less. Actually, I think it's flan with caramelized. That's caramelized on sugar on top or something. But that's basically what creme brulee is, at least according to my wife. So she bought that one. So she didn't make that. She bought it. So that's National Creme Brulee Day. So let's go ahead and try. I bet it would go pretty good with this wine. Let's try it. Creme Brulee Day. All right, I've got a fork for that. Let's go to camera 3 again. Well, let's have a little bit of creme brulee. Can I do it with a fork? Wow, it's really caramelized, isn't it? Okay, let's get some from the side. There we go. Let's have a little bit of creme brulee, and then we'll drink to that. All right. Good stuff. You know what? Let's try it with a wine. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, that's good. I have to try that again. Okay, hold on, folks. Take 2. Try this again. Go back to camera 3. We got another bite of this. Okay. Back to. This is good. I like this. Wow. I like this. Very good. Works well with the wine, too. I like Creme Brulee Day. So I just have to say, let's toast Creme Brulee Day. All right. Here's to National Creme Brulee Day. I'll drink to that. And I'll drink to that again just because, well, just because I can. Here. It's Creme Brulee Day. National Creme Brulee Day. Wow. So, yeah, I'm having a good time now. The creme brulee and the sugar and the wine and all that kind of stuff. Good stuff. But we're not done with the toasting yet. July 28th, which will be today in about 54 minutes, is National Parents' Day. That's the 4th Sunday in July. Is National Parents' Day. I'll drink to that. I'm a parent. I had a set of parents. They're not with us anymore, but National Parents' Day. It's also National Water Park Day. You can, I don't know. I'm not really into water parks too much. I don't.
No.
By the way, that was my mom. That really was my mom. The National Parents' Day. Here's to National Parents' Day. I will drink to that again.
Oh, you naughty boy!
And that was me. She slapped. Okay. National Parents' Day. National Water Park Day. You can toast that if you want. I'll skip that one. National Buffalo Soldiers Day. Today is National Buffalo Soldiers Day. Now, there's a story behind this, and what is a buffalo soldier? And I think this is an important day to toast because, and I need more toasting juice for that. Yeah, more toasting juice. Buffalo Soldiers Day. Anybody know what Buffalo Soldiers Day is? That's a very important day, actually. It's very important. Let me see. Oh, my lovely wife Chi's in the chat. She says hello. She says hi, Rick, and hi right back at you, Chi. I hope you're doing well. And let's see. All right, we're quiet in the chats. Everybody's. Jaycon says, Englishman to Scotsman, is there anything worn under the kilt? No, laddie, it is all in perfect order. That's a good one. Let's see, anything else going on in, okay, we're good everywhere else. Okay, so where was I going with this? Oh, yes. This is an important one. National Buffalo, or it's Buffalo Soldiers Day. What is a Buffalo Soldier? Well, I had to look it up. I did. Embarrassing to say, but I had to. And I looked it up, and National Day Calendar has something on it, so I'm just going to read it from there. It says Buffalo Soldiers Day on July 28th commemorates the formation of the first regular Army regiments comprising African American soldiers in 1866. We are showing our appreciation and honoring the history of Buffalo soldiers in the American military. Congress established the first peacetime all-black regiments in the regular U.S. Army after the end of the Civil War. The Buffalo Soldiers, one of many African American regiments raised during the Civil War, were the first instituted. Since they were frontier regiments, Buffalo Soldiers of the 9th and 10th Cavalries protected unsettled lands as pioneers moved westward. They also faced the hardships of the Wild West. So that is what the Buffalo Soldier is all about. So here, and I would say that, you know what, it's we should have. We don't have any. I don't have any other sounds for it, do I? No, I don't. But I want to say, here is to the Buffalo Soldiers. The Buffalo Soldiers Day. I will drink to that. Well, we have one more national day to toast, and it's one I'm looking forward to now because, as I showed you earlier, I had one more item on this plate. If I don't drop it, I had one more item on this plate that needed to be looked at and tried. Did you know that today is National, or what's going to be today in about 50 minutes, National Milk Chocolate Day. That's right, National Milk Chocolate Day. And to celebrate National Milk Chocolate Day, I have on camera 3 some milk chocolate. Yes, it's right here. I have some milk chocolate, and
oh
yes.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. So I'm going to toast National Milk Chocolate Day with some chocolate. I want a piece of it. And by the way, chocolate does go well with wine. Or does wine go well with chocolate? Either way, it all works out. They're two great tastes that go great together. Pretty decent. Oh, wow, I like that. Sugar Rush. Wow, that's good. That is good. Chocolate and wine, which is why they make chocolate wines, and we have reviewed some in the past on the show. Whoa, that's pretty good. All right, I will say that this one merits. Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. So here's to National Milk Chocolate Day. I will drink to that. Well, you know what? I forgot to put my toasting thing. There you go. It's National Milk Chocolate Day. I will drink to that. All right. And with that, that'll do it for the national days. Once again, we are drinking this, whatever this is. It is the Chateau La Pirouette. It's a Medoc. It's a 2021 vintage wine, and it is a product of France. And this is a blend. This is a blend of 50% Cabernet Sauvignon, 40% Merlot, 8% Petit Verdot, 2% Malbec, and it is 13% ABV in this bottle. So there you go. All right, so what do we have next? Well, I'm pretty juiced up on this wine right now, so I really hate to go to the next item on the list. Yeah, maybe I should take a quick break or something. But no, we can't. We've got to go. We must press on. We must press on regardless, right? And Angry Max is in the chat, and Josh Hay is in the chat, and Not Rick X is in the chat. Oh, we have some folks in the chat on. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm impressed. I'm surprised. Not Rick X is in the chat. It says, "Hi Rick, I'm also Rick. Fancy a bum." Well, it's good to see you, Not Rick X. And Josh Hay is in the chat. Angry Max. Dave 57. I think I just got. Does Kick even have raids? I guess they do. Huh? Dave says hello, and Grange says fellow raiders. So I guess there are raiders in the chat here. I just never knew it. I've been on Kick all this time. Never knew that Kick had raids. But let's go ahead and greet the raiders and all the raiders. Thanks for joining in the chat. Let's see, Not Rick X and Josh Hay. Is it Josh Hay? Here's to Not Being a Bender. And Craig Jr. in the chat. Here's to Rosa Parks. And Dave D57. I'm not sure what that was all about, but okay, I'm not reading that. But those of you who are raiding, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Who started the raid, by the way? Who started the raid? And for those who are raiding the chat, let's see who had the nicest one here. I'm also Rick. Fancy a bum. So okay, who's in the States, by the way? Who's in the States on the Kick chat? Those of you who are in the States, because I'm going to pick someone here who's in the States and send them a free book. And if you like beer or wine, I don't know if you like the beer drink. I've got a copy of the beer drinking notebook, the Drink with Rick, the official Drink with Rick beer tasting notebook. We have the wine tasting notebook, and we have the beer tasting notebook. And let's see who has a nice. Whoever is in the States, who's still in the chat, and who's in the States right now? Which one? The first person to pop in there in the chat and tell me where they are in the States, I will send you a free copy of the official Drink with Rick beer tasting notebook. Okay. So, you have a couple of minutes because I'm going to jump into all the other chats here in just a moment. Let's see. What have we got in the chats? All right. And we're good on most of the other chats here. Good. All right. We're caught up. So let's move on to the next. I don't know what. Let's delete that one. Okay. All right. So we've got a couple more items on this list to finish up the night. I have tonight, and I've had one. We've had one before on the show, but tonight we have this, and I love a good beer. Tonight we have this. It is a, pull up my photos here. It's a salted caramel porter. salted caramel porter. Now this salted caramel porter is from Anderson Valley. That's the name of the brewery, Anderson Valley Brewing Company. Salted caramel porter, and I have this thing sitting right in the official Drink with Rick ice bucket. And it's right here. And we're going to open it up right now. I know I'm going to have to set the wine aside. As much as I like the wine, it's pretty decent wine, but we're going to set that aside for now, and we're going to open up the beer. Because I also like a good porter, and I like salted caramel. Wow, this is going to be a rich experience, maybe, if it's any good. But once again, this is what it is. It's Anderson Valley Brewing Company, salted caramel porter. It says malt beverage with natural flavors, aged 6 months in bourbon barrels. So that's what that's all about. And let me show you the back of this. That's the side. It's actually the side of it. This is family owned, family operated, brewed and canned in Boonville, California by Anderson Valley Brewing Company. And it says, it doesn't. That's about all it says. It says peel here in the front, so I think that's for taking off the label when we're done. So we're going to go ahead and open this up, and I've got my official Drink with Rick, what is now my, at least for the time being, my official Drink with Rick beer mug. We're going to, it's nice cold porter. We're going to open this up, and we're going to, let me go to camera one, there we go. And we're going to pour a little bit of it in here. Give it a little bit of head, if it will give it a nice head there. Not much of it, is it? It's not a really thick head on this thing. It's okay. It's all right. But it's not overly impressive. We've had thicker heads on some of these beers in the past, and they were really good. So this looks, it's definitely a porter. You can tell. It's definitely a porter, dark porter, dark beer, malt, lots of malt in this, it looks like, from what I can see, from what I can tell. Let's give it this whiff here. Well, let's see. It does smell malty, very malty. Well, I can't say that I'm smelling much salty caramel in it, but it does smell malty. Let's give it a taste. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of malt in this beer. I'm getting a hint of caramel, a hint of it, but it's not that strong. It wasn't what I was expecting for a salted caramel porter. It tastes a little more bitter than I thought it would for a salted caramel porter. Now, I've had salted caramel porters before, and I expected some bitterness from that in the malt, but the malt beer, it should have a little bit of sweetness to it too. But I'm not really getting either that, and I'm getting a little bit of salted caramel, but it's very, very weak. Yeah, it's not so much salty caramel. It's like it's just more porter. It's okay. I'm a little disappointed because I was looking. I had this waiting there for a long time. I was like, I can hardly wait to try this. Now that I've tried it, it's not as impressive as I thought it would be. It's okay. It's not bad. But I expected it to be a little bit more salty caramel than it is. Maybe I can't reach it over there, but I got the salty caramel whiskey over there. I could probably throw in there, but no, I'm not going to do that right now. because I have something else I have to do. We have something else here waiting in the wings, and I've shown it a couple of times by accident. If you recall, by the way, you have a couple more minutes. Whoever is in the chat, not Rick X, Angry Max, David 57, Josh, Craig Jr., those of you who are in the chat, still in the chats, you have a couple more minutes. First person to who's in the States actually to put in there to just tell me. You don't have to. I'm not asking for your actual address. I'm just saying, generally, where are you in the U.S.? Are you in the eastern U.S., central U.S., south, southern U.S., Midwest, whatever? First person to do that, pop that in there. Then I will send you. You'll win the official Drink with Rick beer tasting notebook tonight, and I'll send you a copy of it. So let me know. Let's see. Oh, this beer. A lot of beer there. All right. Check everywhere else. Okay, Jaycon says, I add salt to light beer sometimes. Have you ever added salt to a porter or stout? Actually, no, I haven't. And I really haven't thought to do that. Although I have added salty foods to it. Now I have added chips and pretzels and salty foods to it. And I can see where that would make sense. Adding salt to light beer, it can actually enhance it sometimes. So that. And, they keep, a lot of bars keep pretzels and salty foods there, but the main reason that they do that is not so much to enhance the beer as it is to keep you thirsty, so you'll keep ordering the beer. That's the science behind, that's the reasoning behind that. But adding salt, yeah, I probably should have had a salt. You know what, I've got a cracker here. Let's try that. I've got a cracker here. There's a little bit of salt in this cracker. Salted cracker. Let's try that. Nah, not too much. There's something off with that stout. With this porter. Excuse me. It's right here. There's something off of that porter a little bit. I can't put my finger on it right now. I could put my finger in it. It might taste better. There's something a little off of that porter. I can't tell exactly what it is right now. It'll come to me. Probably. Atlas says, is the caramel porter kind of like a smoother black coffee but without the higher sweetness of it? No, not at all. Black coffee, Atlas says, I'm not a beer sort, but just curious. Not really. Caramel porter, no, a porter is this porter is a darker beer, more of a malt beer, and with the caramel porter per se, and I've had other caramel porters, some that were quite good. I wouldn't put this in that category of being quite good. It's different, but I wouldn't say it's quite good. But it's not necessarily smoother. It can be fairly smooth if in terms of a beer. It can be, but no, it's not like a black coffee at all. This really, it doesn't really. It could. I mean. Come to think of it, actually. You know what, Atlas? I think you might be onto something for this one. You might be onto something for this. Yeah, I think I put my finger on it now. It does have a mocha taste. It has a coffee taste to it. This case more, I wasn't expecting it, but it does have kind of a coffee taste to it. It tastes more like a mocha or a coffee. Yeah, it does. This has more of a coffee flavor to it than a salted caramel. It actually doesn't really taste that much like salted caramel, but it does kind of taste like coffee, like a mocha taste to it. So I think Atlas, yeah, I think you hit on something right there. I think you really hit on something. That I've got to get. Yeah, I think you did it. I think. Yeah, it actually tastes more like a coffee than salted caramel. That's what it. You did it. You did it. Atlas, I think you hit it. I know, probably not intentional, but hey, you did it. You hit on that. That's what I was missing. That was what I couldn't really put my finger on. That's what it tastes like. Very good. Very good. Excellent. You sure you're not a beer person? You sure not a beer sort? I think you got a handle on this. I think you do. All right. So what else we got going here? I missed something. I think Jaycon says. Oh, Jaycon says, why do they never serve beer at a math party? Because you can't drink and derive. That's very good. Actually, you deserve more. That's actually a really good one. Why do they never serve beer at a math party? Because you can't drink and derive. You get this one. Because I'm still laughing myself. Okay, it wasn't that funny, but it was pretty good. Pretty good. I like that. I'm starting to feel the effects of it. Okay, there's one more thing we have to do here. One more thing that I promised that we would do. And it's this. If I can find out what I did with it. It's somewhere here. Where is it? My photos. Okay. Do you remember a few weeks ago we had an episode where I showed you some really weird gummies, some really strange gummies. I showed you photos of an Oscar Mayer bologna gummy and what other kind of gummies are there? There were like pizza gummies and things like that, some really strange stuff. Okay, and one of those gummies was this one. It was the mac and cheese, okay? Kraft mac and cheese gummies. And at the time, I said that I didn't know, I had no idea because it didn't tell you on the front of the box. I mean, look at the back. It didn't tell you on the front of the box what the flavor was. And it was like, okay, does this taste like cheese? Or does it taste like orange? Or does it taste like... I was curious. I was really curious. So I said, okay, well, maybe one day, I'll go buy one. I'll spring for it and try one out on the show. Well, I have to say that, that's not it. I have to say that the day has come. The day has finally come that, let me get off of that. There we go. The day has finally come. I did indeed. I went down to the local Harris Teeter and I did indeed find a box. Well, apparently, I guess they still have plenty of them there. They had reduced it. I think originally it was like $4.99 or something. I wasn't going to pay $4.99 for a pack of these things. But I did pay $2.99 for it. By the way, I didn't tell you what I paid for the beer. I got the beer from, where did I get the beer from? I got the beer from Wine Store. There you go. Beer from winestore-online.com. This porter, the salted caramel porter. I paid for the salted caramel porter. I paid what? What? I paid $4.99 for this little can of salted caramel porter that doesn't taste like salted caramel? You gotta be kidding me. I might as well drink the rest of it. I better get that $4. I gotta get that my $4.99 worth out of that, you know? Come on. Give that $4.99. I better drink this thing. No matter what it tastes like. It doesn't taste like salted caramel. It kind of tastes like bad coffee. It does. It tastes like coffee, but it's sitting in the pot for a while. Oh, yeah. So I paid $4.99 for this. I forgot what I paid for it. Wow. That's the wrong one. Here it is. $4.99. All right, whatever. $5. That's $5 I'll never see again. That's $5 I drank down. Yeah, well, whatever. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. There you go. So much for that. Atlas says, I've seen those gummies before. I was confused. Well, be confused no more, because getting back to the gummies, the Kraft mac and cheese gummies, seriously? Should I try this? I mean, okay, let me read the back of this, okay? I'm going to read the back of it on the side. It says, because I didn't really look at it before, I just saw it in the store. Nutrition facts, about 6 servings per container. Serving size is 11 pieces. That's 28 grams. Now I'm going to show, let me cut the camera. Let me go gram it again. Here's what I got here. 90 calories per serving. That's 7 pieces. There are 90 calories in 7 pieces. All right? Now let me read the back of this, because this is kind of intense. Ingredients. This is what's in it, okay? Because it does say that there's a choking warning on there too, by the way. I don't know if I showed that, but there's a go back to the camera 3 or camera 2. Where is it? Right here. No. There we go. There's a choking warning. So you can't give this to kids under 4 years old or something like that. Do not give to children under 4. Children must be seated and supervised while eating. So remember that one. Okay, so here's the good news. The good news is that this is protected. It has a seal on it that says "Seal for your protection." I mean, I really need to be protected from these. I know what it means. I know what it means. I do. But okay, we're going to open this thing. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to give another close-up here. There we go. That's let me give it a camera 2. Okay. This is what it looks like. Yep. They kind of look. It does look like mac and cheese. It looks like a mac and cheese, doesn't it? But does it taste like mac? And that's what I bought this for. Does it taste like mac and cheese? Now it says gummy candy. And if you're looking on the front of this thing, let me go back to the photos. It says down below, where you can't really see it, it says gummy candy, and it says fruit flavored, artificially flavored. It says artificially flavored, but it's fruit flavored. But what kind of fruit? What kind of fruit is it? So it doesn't taste like cheese, apparently. But what kind of fruit does it taste like? So I guess what we're going to find out. But let's read the ingredients here, because that's important. Ingredients: malt syrup, sugar, gelatin. No big surprise there. Sorbitol. But what kind of gelatin? There are different kinds of gelatin. Sorbitol, citric acid, malic acid, artificial flavors, carnauba wax, palm kernel oil, potassium sorbate, which is a preservative, artificial colors, red 40, yellow 5, and titanium dioxide. Okay, it did say red 40. Uh-oh, Chi, did you see that? It says red 40. Uh-oh. Red 40. The reason that we got the dum-dum-dums on that is because red 40 is considered a carcinogen. It is considered a carcinogen. They said there's red 40. You know, that red 40 color in there, the dye. They say that it is a known carcinogen or suspected to be a known carcinogen. Yet this is the interesting thing about that. If it is a known carcinogen or a suspected known carcinogen, why on earth are we still putting them in all these foods? That gets a different dum-dum-dum. But I don't have a different dum-dum-dum, so I'm using the same one. Anyway, but here's the really scary part. Before I open the package, on the back, oh, I gotta show this to you again. I don't know if you can see this. On the back, real close, it says contains bioengineered food ingredients. Bioengineered food ingredients. Yeah. Yes, it is not natural. These are bioengineered food ingredients. Atlas says fake cheese flavors are easy to get good from light cheese powder, so what is this witchcraft? I know, seriously. I know, I'm right with you there. Seriously, yeah. I know. Jacon says, not only should you try it, you should eat the whole box. Content.
Oh, you lucky boy!
Yeah, you got one of those, Jacon. You have a point there. That's it. Yeah, you do have a point. It is content. Good or bad, it is content. But I haven't gotten to the worst part. This is the worst part. The worst part, and I'm reading this down at the bottom. Okay, it says distributed by Frankfurt Candy LLC, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. And then below that, I don't know if you can see that. Below, wrong camera. Below that, it says, I don't know if you can see that. What does it say? It says product of China. Product of China. Now, whatever you think about China, I'm sure everybody thinks something about China, but whatever you think about China, this is my thought on China. Buying food from I can buy a lot of things from China. We buy a lot of things from China. Most everything we have here nowadays is made from China. It comes from China, right? Nothing personal against China, okay? But let's face it, we do know that they don't have a lot of protections in place when it comes to food. They don't have a lot of controls in place when it comes to food. So when it comes to food, I'm very, very wary of buying food. Now, yeah, okay, I know. My wife and I go to the international stores. We shop at the Oriental stores and that sort of thing. We buy a lot of Oriental foods and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that, really. They come from different places: the Philippines, Indonesia, Japan, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, a lot of different places. And there's some really good foods. I love some of the candies that come from from Japan and from the Philippines and from, South Korea and some places like that. Nothing wrong with that, really, in my opinion. However, when it comes to China, I'm a little bit wary when it says made when a food is a product of China, because their reputation for quality control or for controls for food, stuff that I put in my body, that's rather suspect, in my opinion. And I remember going back not very long ago, where there was a situation where a lot of dogs were dying, a lot of pets, dogs and cats, mostly dogs, were dying from some tainted treats, some dog treats, tainted dog treats, and these dog treats were made in China, and that was not an isolated incident, an isolated incident. It wasn't. It seemed to be somewhat of a common theme there for a while. I don't know if that's happening because we don't buy dog treats for our dog. We don't buy dog treats that were made. In fact, we actually look for that sort of thing. At least I do. I go to the store to make sure that the dog treats are something that we can trust. But this is a product of China. So the question is, should I try it? Should I try it? You can't tell from looking at it. So I'm going to leave it up to everyone in the chat. Should I try one of these? It smells like a gummy. It does smell like a fruit-flavored gummy. It does. It doesn't smell like mac and cheese. It smells like a fruit-flavored gummy. The question is, should I try it? Should I try it? Alan Hayes says, is the porter better tasting than the Maud's coffee? Oh my. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's the porter better tasting than Maud's coffee. Oh my. For those of you who haven't been watching that long, we did a series of reviews on some Maud's coffees. And we tasted four, not one, not two, but not three, but four different Maud's coffees on different occasions. And on each of those occasions, the Maud's coffee was, well, I don't know how I can answer that. The Maud's coffee was, not spectacular, like the fanfare I would say. It's not. It was more like. It was more like.
I'm not allowed to answer that kind of question.
It was not very good. Let me put it to you that way. It was not very. It was less than spectacular. It wasn't even less than spectacular. It was somewhat dismal. Yeah, is the porter better tasting than Maud's coffee? That is an excellent question. And Island Hayes, you know what? You win an advance copy of the new book that's coming out, because it's not out yet. I can't. It's here now. I can't announce it yet. Island Hayes. You automatically win an advanced copy of this book next week. I'm going to put it out there next week, but you've already won a copy. How about that? I've never done that before on the show. I've never given away something that I officially haven't put out there to be given away. But you have won something because that was definitely worth it. No. You gotta give it the whole thing. There we go. No, you gotta give the whole thing. All right. So I'm messing with the buttons now. Okay. So the question is, should I try this? Should I try this? This will be the last thing we'll do before we close up the show, I guess. Atlas says, okay, he said a few things here. Atlas said a few things. Let me read. Let me go back. I've got to run back here through the chats. Atlas says fake cheese flavors are easy to get good from, like cheese powder. So what is this witchcraft? I did read that one. It doesn't scream quality to me. Atlas says it doesn't scream quality to me. It does not. It does scream. It does scream to me. I don't have a scream here. Do I have a scream here? I don't have a scream here.
Oh, great.
I don't have a scream here. But it does not scream quality. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's different quality controls. It's not the locations themselves. Some good stuff comes from them too. I'm not going to say that anything from China is automatically bad or not trustworthy. That's not what I'm saying here. It's just that when it comes to the foods, I'm a little more wary about some of that because I'm just a little more wary about it. Atlas says it's okay. Says, to be honest, you're safer eating dry pasta noodles over eating these things. I will agree with that. And when the drink guy brings out the not very good, you know it's way worse than what he says. LOL. And yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. All right, so the question is, should I try one of these? It's not. No, Island Hayes. No, the porter is not better tasting than. To answer the question, it's not better tasting than Maud's coffee. It's about the same. It's pretty dismal. It's actually pretty dismal, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not a sommelier. I'm not an official beer taster, so don't take my word for it. But in my opinion, I don't like it. Let's see. Jaycon says, and I did read this already, but I'm going to read it again. Not only should you try it, you should eat the whole box. Content. It's all about the content. Well, yeah, I'm sitting on my deathbed 3 months from now. The content's going to mean a lot to me. Okay, so I'll tell you. So the consensus here is that, and nobody's responding on Kick, so I guess that was a flash in the pan. So we've got some news on that coming up here in just a few minutes after I eat this, if I don't choke on it or if I don't croak on it or whatever. But let's go ahead and try. I'm putting this off, aren't I? Because, taking my life in my hands. Okay, so I'm taking this gummy thing in my hands. All right, we're gonna try it. But we have to do this right. Drum roll. It's chewy. It's a gummy. Actually, it's not bad. After all the razzing I did on it, not too bad. I'll try another one because I can't. Orange. I think it's orange. I think it's supposed to be orange. It's okay. Would I feed it to my kids? It's interesting. Well, I'm still eating it. Probably shouldn't be. I mean, aside from Red 40, there might be Lead 40 in it too. I don't know. But it doesn't taste bad. It's okay. It's not bad. All right. I'd say I think that's good. I think that's all I want to taste, because I don't know what's in. I don't really know what's in this thing. It's probably not good for me. I would say if it has sugar in it, if it has half the stuff in there that I read off to you, it's probably not good for me. It's probably not good for you. I don't think this beer is any good for anybody. And yet I'm drinking it. Oh, okay. I think that's got it for the show tonight. I think we're done with the. I think we're done with the gummies for. Okay, who's to say that I won't be sneaking in here at 2 a.m. into the studio when the lights are off and everything like that, and say, you know, let me have a few more of these. Yeah, it could happen. That's why I gotta get rid of them. Gotta get rid of them. Sorry, Bill. Alright, I think I hit Roadkill Bill with it. It's okay. He's Roadkill Bill. Speaking of Roadkill Bill, he's got to come out here in a minute or two. But before I do that, let me finish the final review of the wine. Island Haze, I think we're good. Okay, I caught up on that. Atlas says you only have to eat one. Take it for the team. Well, I did, and I had 4 for the team, or was it 5? I don't know. I lost count. They weren't bad. Atlas says with better gummy brands like Welch's and Haribo out there. Oh, you know what? Haribo. Let's talk about the Haribo Gold Bears for a second. I love gummy bears. Good gummy bears. And Welch's is okay too, but here's the thing about Welch's. Welch's is not, you know, we've got to review Welch's one of these times. I've had the Welch's. I've had the Haribo. I've had a lot of Haribo Gold Bears, gummy bears, more than I would care to admit. In fact, Haribo Gold Bears made me the man I am today. Seriously. I love the gummy bears. But here's the thing that when I was comparing the ingredients between the Welch's and the Haribo and some of the other gummies out there, the Welch's are supposed to be like really more healthy for you and that kind of thing. I don't think they really were. I think it's about the same. It's about the same. A lot of sugar in there. A lot of gelatin. You don't really know what kind of gelatin is it like. Is it coming from beef tallow? Is it pork tallow? Is it what kind of gelatin is it? Is it real gelatin, or is it kind of a manufactured gelatin? You don't know. So because they're supposed to tell you some of this stuff, but they don't tell you all the time. They just say gelatin, and you sort of have to sort of figure it out for yourself, or do your own research, or just hope for the best. So, and then there are different kinds of gelatin. So, it's Welch's. I do like the Welch's, and I do like the Haribo, and there are a few others out there that are good. We have a bunch of the Welch's down there. Sometimes I do eat those. I love gummies. I'll say as this goes, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just that I think it's that stigma. I think it's that stigma of made in China. The food made in China. Once again, I can get a lot of stuff made in China. My 3D printer over there across the studio is made in China. I made something with it today, and by the way, it broke. Not the 3D printer, but the thing I made with it broke. When I was trying to get it off the heat bed, the build plate. So there you go. But that doesn't. That's nothing about the quality of the 3D printer. It just has to do with the build. But there's a lot of stuff made in China in here. I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is made. I don't know about the microphone here. I think the microphone is actually made in Australia. It's a Rode mic, and I think it's actually made in Australia. I hope it's actually made in Australia. This pod mic here on the side here that I'm not using at the moment, I think that's made in Australia, supposedly. But there's a lot of stuff. Most everything else here is made in China. So, you know what? A lot of the stuff these days that we get is made in China, except the China. That's what can I say? That's ironic. That's irony. Anyway, so would I recommend that? I wouldn't recommend any of the sugary stuff like that, the gummies and stuff. I really don't recommend it, but I just thought it would be fun to try. All right, so Atlas says, got another mystery to solve with the different gummies and snacks of the world, it seems. Yeah, It's a wild world out there. It's a wild world out there with the gummies, and with all food these days. It really is. You got to approach it all with caution. Use your best judgment. So J-Con, I tried it. I did not eat the whole box. I didn't dare eat the whole box. And for those on Kick, once again, I guess nobody wanted a free book. All right, let me tell you something before I go. I've got a little bit of news on Kick. Okay, the raid was fine. I appreciate the raid. I don't appreciate a couple of the comments from the raiders. A couple of the comments were a little bit not in good taste. A couple of them were, but some of them were not. Which brings me to this announcement, and that was the announcement I want to make before the end of the show. Next week is the last episode before we take our mid-season break. It's going to be episode 250. This is the episode that's going to usher in the mid-season break. The mid-season break will last for 4 weeks. We will pick this up the first week in September. So August 3rd, next week will be our last episode for 4 weeks for the mid-season break. And then, because I need a 4-week break. I need a little bit of a break, catch up on some stuff, and just to take a break. Then, and I'm going to have some exciting things for you when we come back. Some cool stuff. But we'll be back in September, the first week in September. And in the meantime, I'll be doing some other things with the site. So the site will be busy. There will be things going on with the site. So it's not like the site's going to be stagnant or anything like that. Next week we're going to have a mead. And we haven't had a mead for quite a while. But we're going to review a mead. And we're going to review a sake. This is going to be pretty cool. So we're going to review a mead, and then I have a new giveaway to give away. I'm going to be giving away a new book. I have a new book that's related to this to give away next week. So please join me. And everyone who gets into the chats with me next week and engages with me in the chats is going to have a chance to win the book. And I'm going to have a dozen of these to give away. I'm going to have a dozen of these books to give away. So Call your friends, have them jump in, and I want to give away a dozen of these new books. Okay, so please join me for that. And of course, you need to be in the United States. You need to be in the U.S. I can't really ship them outside. You might be able to ship them to Canada. I don't think I can ship them to, anywhere else at the moment. But if you're in the U.S., I can ship out these books. So this is a heads up for next week. That's the plan. So Island Hayes says, I'm disappointed they didn't taste like cheese. Yeah, where's my there's my, here it is. I am too, actually. Island Hayes, you didn't say, I know, I am too. I'm disappointed they didn't say, I was kind of hoping they would, actually. I didn't know how they were going to pull it off, but I was kind of hoping they would. I really did. So, okay, so my other announcement has to do with Kick. And for those of you who are still watching in the raid, and once again, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Although I don't appreciate some of the comments. The reason I'm saying this is because next week is going to be the last stream on Kick. I'm going to end my streams on Kick. I spent last weekend after the show last weekend. I spent some time last weekend looking over the Kick platform, trying to evaluate things. Here's the thing. There's this old saying that you are judged by the company you keep. And I do adhere to that, and there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to it. And looking over the Kick platform, I was a little apprehensive going in, and I had other people telling me that you don't really want to stream on Kick, but I want to try it. I want to give it a shot, and I thought, I want to spread the good message of togetherness and just bringing people together and that sort of thing, and that was my philosophy on this. That's why I'm on all these platforms. That's why I'm on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and Odyssey and Rumble. Whatever you think of any of those platforms, the reason I'm there is because I'm not making any socio-political statement or anything about it. Well, the idea is to get on everywhere I can get to and say, hey, here we are. Let's just come together. Let's just get together and just have a good time and just be people and make friends and that sort of thing. Just all get along. And that was my philosophy for going on Kick. Even though I was warned about going on Kick, I thought, well, I can get on Kick and I can do the same thing. However, since being on Kick, first of all, I only have 2 followers on Kick after all this time of being on Kick. And mostly what I received, of course, last week, and I got some of that this week too, just mostly spammers and bots, and following me and that sort of thing, or people that want to troll and cause trouble. And I'm not saying that the people that are in that were in the raid tonight were among those, because I think I do believe that people in general are good, and I want to believe that. And I think that there was some genuine authenticity behind the raid tonight, and I really do appreciate it. But there are some individuals that go in there and that are less than I'll just say that it's not the sort of company you definitely want to keep in some cases. So what I'm trying to say here is that because of that, I had to make the decision where, okay, Am I going to go to X? If I go to X, I can only stream on 6 platforms. And if I go to X, I can set up an account and go to X and stream there for a while. Or do I stay on Kick for a while? And last week, going through Kick and looking at some of the content that was on Kick, I went in there and I kind of searched around. I kind of checked out some of the content and things like that. I'm kind of sorry I did, because there was some really strange stuff. The stuff that I wouldn't normally want to watch or be associated with. I mean, not all of it's bad, but there's a lot of stuff there. First of all, Kick is basically, I mean, the platform was basically put together by, has a reputation for gambling and things like that. And the other thing, there's a lot of stuff going on Kick that just not my cup of tea, not my kind of thing, that I want to watch. So I looked around, I checked out a few things, and I thought, oh, this is definitely not stuff I want to be watching. So I made a decision right then and there. I said, I'm going to stop streaming on Kick. Because it's not what I want to. It's not the positive vibe that I want to be sending out. So next week, but I don't want to just drop it. I just don't want to drop it. Anybody who watches on Kick, even passively, like I said, we have the raid here tonight that I really do appreciate. I didn't even know they could do raids on Kick, to be honest. But the Kick as a platform has been a little problematic anyway. It's easy to set up. It's easy to go in there and set up the stream. But the thing is that there's not much to it, and they have certain features on there that actually aren't even implemented. They say are going to be implemented in a certain time, and they haven't happened since I've been on there. So I've made the decision that next week is going to be the last stream on Kick, and then I'm going to end that stream on Kick, and we're going to move over to X. So I think that would, and the reason I'm saying this is because not just a heads up for those who are watching Kick, and if you are watching on Kick, there are other platforms you can go watch this on, and certainly, I mean, I'm everywhere we can stream pretty much at the moment, but it's also for those who my loyal viewers and listeners, and those who are part of the show, because you're all part of the show, and because you're part of the show, you should know, and I think that's very, very important. I don't want to leave you out. You need to be in the loop. I need to keep you. You need to be in the loop. Stay in the loop. So that's what I'm doing here, is keeping you in the loop. So there you go. And if you have any questions or concerns about it, email me, rick@savoymedia.com. And if you're on Kick and you have a very compelling argument as to why I shouldn't leave Kick, by all means, I want to hear it. I'm all ears. I'm open to that sort of thing. I'm all ears. Email me at rick@savoymedia.com, rick@savoymedia.com, right here, and let me know. And if it's a compelling enough argument for me to stay on Kick, then I'll certainly consider it, and we'll see what happens when I come back from the mid-season break. But as of this time, that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop streaming on Kick after next week. So you have one more week if you're watching on Kick. All right. I didn't mean to go overly long on that, but I felt it was important to relay that information to everyone. Atlas says, I read that. Okay, good. All right, so I think we're all caught up here in the chats, right? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching tonight and for being a part of the show, because you are part of the show. My final review on the wine. Let me give you a final review on the beer first. One more swig. My final... yeah. that's my final review on the beer. That's my final review on the beer. Yeah. Well, I drank it almost. That's $5. Oh my goodness. My final review on the wine, a little bit better. Actually, a lot better. The wine I like okay. It's actually pretty good, and this is what we were drinking on the wine. Let me pull up the photo here for you. There we go. We're drinking the Chateau La Pirouette. It's a Medoc 2021. It is a blend of what is it a blend of here? Okay, 50% Cabernet Sauvignon, 40% Merlot, 8% Petit Verdot, and 2% Malbec. And overall, I think it's a pretty decent cherry. And yes, actually, let me go back and take one more sip of this. Definitely the cherries there. And you know what? Who was it that said that? Was it Jaycon? It was Jaycon, or it was probably Island Haze. I don't remember now. It might have been Jaycon. Actually, it's strawberry is becoming more pronounced. But you know what is weird is that I'm still tasting a bit of actually blackberry in there. Yeah. It's a very eclectic mix of cherry, strawberry, and blackberry. So I am actually getting some blackberry in there. And it is a little oaky, and there's a fair amount, there's strong tannins in this thing. It's fairly bold, not too bold, but fairly bold, and it is a very dry wine. But overall, it's a little bit smoky, and a little bit smokiness in there too, I think. But overall, it's actually pretty decent. It's not a very smooth finish, but it's a fairly lingering finish. So I think it's okay. It's all right. I'd give it a, I don't know, out of a 5-star rating, I'd give it a maybe 4 stars, 3.8, 4 stars maybe out of that. That's what I'd do. All right, and I think that's got it for the final review of the wine. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here with me tonight. I want to thank Island Haze for being here with me tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And I also want to thank Atlas of Chaos for being here with me tonight, as well as everyone else who joined me on Twitch. And let's see, all those watching right now on Twitch who didn't get into the chat, but thank you for being here tonight. Jaycon, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it as always. And on Kick, let's see, AOFA878, Grange, Craig Jr., Josh E., Not Rick X, Angry Max, Dave 57. Thank you for joining me here tonight. Appreciate it. And now it's time for me to bring out our celebrity, our local celebrity, and the official mascot of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. And it is none other than Roadkill Bill. Yeah, and Roadkill Bill gets applause. He does. Because he is Roadkill Bill. And Roadkill Bill has a very special message for each and every one of us. And this message is, please do not drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever you are. Please don't drink and drive. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend. Get on a bus. You know. Call a friend who hasn't been drinking. Someone you trust. Has a driver's license. In a car that won't break down in the middle of the road on a lonely night in the middle of the desert. I've seen those movies too, yeah. Please don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive either, because that is also dangerous. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week on the Saturday Night Winestream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.